everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to another process video, and I'm just showing you there the layout that I'm making today, and I will get started. So all I'm doing at the moment is adding some Liquitex clear gesso to the page because I know that I'm wanting to add lots of what are they called? Gelatos, and lots of water. So I need to prime the page a little bit so that the water doesn't end up warping the page and causing holes in it. So I've just got this stencil here from Typo, which is a store in Australia, and I'm mixing up a little bit of texture paste, and the texture paste lid had not been closed properly and it was really hard, and so all I did was mix it up with a little bit of gesso so that the gesso helped the modeling paste or texture paste to be a little bit softer. So I have just run out of that and I'm just adding a little bit of gesso to the mix because it doesn't really matter. It's just a little bit of a background here that I'm making. So it doesn't matter really if it's texture paste or modeling paste underneath, because I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it to be raised a little bit. So all I'm doing is adding 3 different colors of blue onto the page, and then I add some water, and I'm allowing the gelatos to blend and mix together. And the blues are quite funny. Some of the blues don't actually move, so you can see the blue on the bottom wouldn't sort of mix smoothly, and the pigment wouldn't really take, so I'm not sure what's happening with that. I know I watched someone else who said the same thing about the blue gelato, so not sure if it's something within the color pigment or what it is, but I'm persevering anyway, and I'm just adding lots of water and turning the page around, because what I'm actually wanting to happen is just for some natural drips and movement of water. So I'm just drying my page up. So I did actually dry my page before I added the gelato. I just didn't keep that in there. I cut that footage out, so I did make sure that it was actually nice and dry, the gesso, before I added the color. So I'm just drying that up, and there you go, I've dried it up completely and I'm happy with the way that that looks. And I've got these word stickers from Kaisercraft that I'm just cutting off there, and they were from the Shine Bright collection, and it had a couple of little of the acetate hearts as well, so I've cut a couple of those out and I'm just laying them on the page to see where I want to put it. And I'm thinking that I'd like to put it there, but then I've decided, okay, I need a little bit more blue, so I'm starting the process again. And I'm actually just rubbing the blue on with my fingers a little bit first, and then adding a little bit of water so that I don't have to add so much water to the page. And once again, I add a little bit of the water and I turn the page around and allow some of those drips of color to happen on the page, and it just gives a little bit more of depth to the page and a little bit more visual interest. And I just rub that blue in so that you can't really tell on the video, but it went a really pale blue at the top of the page. So just drying that up, and I'm looking at it thinking, okay, now I know that I wanted it to be on the bottom originally, but I was thinking that I would like those stripes to be at the side. So I turn my page around completely and have the little triangles going in a completely different direction than I first thought. So I'm just cutting about 1/4 of an inch off each side here, and I actually mat this piece of cardstock just onto another plain white piece of cardstock, and I really like the look of that, which gives a little white border around the whole page, and I think it looks really good and just helps the page to flatten down a little bit and gives it a little bit more sturdiness. So there you go, you can see the little bit of a white frame, so a bit of a white on white look there. And and I've got this photo here and I'm trimming it down. So this is actually a pair of sneakers that my daughter had created, and they were just a pair of white canvas sneakers, or white canvas runners, and she had painted them all to have Captain America on them. So she is so creative, like I've said before in another video. She's so smart and she's so creative, and these shoes just looked fantastic. So every time she wears them, she gets, you know, lots of comments about, oh, where did you get your shoes? And she just tells people that she made them, and most of them don't believe her, but she did. And she made a pair for her brother as well out of Converse sneakers. So she's pretty clever. So I just wanted to document those sneakers and make a layout from them. So all I've done is I've got a couple of these Teresa Collins labels. They've got silver around them, and I've pulled out some of these stamps from the Shine Bright collection from Kaisercraft, and I'm just going to try and add a few of those little bits and pieces to the page. Because the background is so bright and it has the texture from the modeling paste, I don't want to add too much to it, but I do want to add a little bit of dark black to just go with the title that I'm going to put on, and just to yeah, have something cohesive on the page. So I've just stamped that little shine on with I think I'm using Ranger ink at the moment, some archival ink, so that if I decide to add some more water to the page, it's not going to run. So just adding that little stamp in a few other little different places, and I'm happy with the way that looks now. And I do change things around a little bit. I should have just left it the way it was, because I quite like, looking back now, I quite like the way I had it, but it's okay. So just popping that little circle one under there, and I pop that shine on to the circle up the top. So there's not much more to add to this layout. It was pretty you know, quick and simple. Apart from making the background, the layout itself came together pretty quickly. I'm having a struggle here with this word sticker. Once you take them off the backing that's holding them straight, they kind of bend all over the place, and I had to actually fold some of the letters, like actually fold the material that connects it all together so that it would actually go straight. So it was a little bit weird. It wanted to not stay straight, it wanted to sort of bend and curve. But I've added those, and I'm just adding these little stickers around the page, and I've got Create at the top, Fabulous at the bottom, and I'm wanting to add a little bit of red to the page, so I've just grabbed some red India ink as well. There it goes, or actually it's acrylic ink, this one, some acrylic artist ink, and I just it's got a little dropper in there, so I've just, you know, added a few drops. And here I go with this white, and it was a new product that I got, and it was a Phil Martin's ink, but it is so thick, it was quite disgusting. It was a bit like toothpaste. So all I've done is I've blobbed it on, and I've got a paintbrush there, and I'm just dipping it into a little jar of water on my desk that you can't see, and I'm just thinning out that white ink a little bit. It's nice because it's so vibrant and white, but it is really, really thick and non-moving. So just adding a little bit of white to each corner of the page, and just gave a few flicks on the page. And what I'm doing right now is actually just blowing the white ink, so to try and just fan it out a little bit, and to give those blobs a little bit of different shape. So there you go, that's my finished layout. So a nice quick one today, but I really like the end result, and I hope you like this layout too. And pull out your Gelatos or your some sort of color medium and have lots of fun creating a mixed media layout. So I will leave you there. I'll leave you with some stills, and I will see you next time. Bye.